Hey there guys, welcome back to Wargaming Luke, and for you Firefight fans out there for the new second edition coming out, you've all been asking after I did the rulebook review and the other videos we've done so far if we could do a review of the Force List book. So we are going to flick through this and take a look at some of the model stat lines and all of the factions and their kind of command orders and things like that. And just give you guys a bit of a look, and also how building your lists actually works as part of this book.
A quick special thank you to our sponsors, Board in Brum. You can shop over there for all your wargaming needs, from Games Workshop to Atomic Mass Games and many other companies. And look into their events that they have on pretty much every weekend. Thanks to those guys, and you can go and check out the link to their store in the description below this video.
Let's dig in and take a look. So we've got the contents page straight off the bat there. Force lists, building a strike force. Then you've got your factions, the Asterians, the Enforcers, the Forge Fathers, the GCPS, the Marauders, the Plague, and the Veermin, your Space Skaven. Alright guys, so let's start flicking through. Bit of artwork as always. Just gives you an introduction to the Force List book, which you should know by now. Includes all of the factions as part of the Firefight game. And they've just said that they'll release a new version of this book every now and again to update the new stat lines and models that have been added to the game, essentially. But this is the first 2 pages are dedicated to just telling you how to build a strike force. As we know, you can build 1,000 or 1,500 points is what they kind of suggest. 1,000 point force on a 4x4 table, and anything with 1,500 points or more, I think they said it's like a 4x6 kind of size. I think it differs slightly to that, but that's about the sort of size you meant to play on for anything that big. When building a force, you take from command, troop, command or specialist, and support. And here it says some unit types can only be selected in your force by unlocking them with other units you have taken. So you must take at least one command unit in your strike force, so like a HQ. No other units are required to unlock this command unit. You must take at least one troop unit in your strike force. For every troop unit, you may take either a specialist unit or a command unit, as you can see there. Then for every 2 troop, specialist or command units in your strike force, you may take a support unit as well. But one thing to note that it points out here is you can't combine and overlap 2 of each thing there. So one thing unlocks another. It doesn't count as 2, essentially, if you get my point. And as always, guys, if you have any comments or questions to ask about things in this book that you want more detail on, please do feel free to leave comments below and I'll answer your questions. Choosing your units: troops, the fighters that make up the bulk of your strike force; specialists, elite units with special abilities or weaponry; support are large vehicles, creatures or gun platforms; and commander, like your HQ, so your commanders of the strike force. Unit upgrades and options: some things will have a number next to them to say how many you can actually take. You have an example here which I'll run through quickly in a moment. Additional models: you can add additional models to your units. So here it says add 0 to 3 additional ciphers for plus 25 points each. These are, I believe, are the Asterians, but I could be wrong there. Unique units: some units are not necessarily named models, some might be, but like command models that you can only take one of that type of unit, for example. And that's that pretty much. And what we'll do, in the rulebook review, I've already been over the specific stat lines and what these keywords and things are, so we'll leave that for now. But moving on, you have the Asterians. These are like your robotic, kind of like Japanese Eldar sort of inspired race, which is pretty cool. That's just like the actual models there in photos of the actual models for you to have a look at. Here we go on to the actual stat lines, and each faction has 3 or 4 faction orders. I'm going to go through all of these, and then I'm going to pick out some individual stat lines to have a look at, but we'll flick through all of it, guys, so you can take a look at whatever you want to, but we'll only go through certain things. So digging into the Asterians faction orders: energize for 1 command point. So replenish 1 shield previously lost on a unit with shield N ability, which means shield certain number. You may not increase the shields beyond the unit's original listed number. Boosted for a +1 command point to replenish all shields on the unit. Nice, I like it. No charger, okay, 1 command point spend. A unit may increase all its no rifles, which is what a lot of them carry, Talon no rifles, and or twin no rifles by +1 damage on shoot rolls. boosted, you can then spend another command point to boost it. For +1 command point to also gain AP 1 as well, so armor piercing 1. I like it. Reposition 1, a unit with the construct or walker keyword may make an advance action as if it had the teleport keyword, and you can boost it for +1 command point to perform a sprint action instead of an advance as above. So let's start with the standard troop, the marionettes. So one of Asterian's main things, just to give you an idea, is they can't be pinned. They're too strong to be pinned down. They're not human. They don't get afraid so much, I guess. Which sort of makes sense, I suppose. Flick through, guys. You can take a look at these other ones here. I have the rulebook open as well to take a look at the keywords for some of these units, if needs be. There we go. Just tilt it a bit so you can get a bit of view. The specialists, let's look. So you got weapon platforms. Moving on, you've got more specialists there, but then support. A Spectra Blade Master. Moving on, you can take a look at a lot of these, but a Commander, the Cypher Prime. They have a command order as well, which is pretty cool. Reconnect the Synapse Aura 2, value 2, so you have to spend 2 to use it. All friendly Cypher, Cypher Warden, Black Talon, and Marionette units within 15 inches gain regeneration 6+. That's pretty awesome. You have a lot of other HQ units here to take a look at. They also have their own command orders, so it might be worth taking a little look at that, guys. Otherwise, I shall move on. And that's the other one there. It's a Matsudan Toshiori. So last HQ for them. And that is the Asterians done. And we'll take a quick look here just at the actual units model so you get an idea of what they actually are. So you got the command in the top left there. The troops are all down in the middle. That's a transport vehicle. Specialists and your support down there as well. Pretty awesome. Really cool looking models. I love the Spectra. Very cool. I wish the 40k avatars looked like that. That looks really cool. Some lovely art, as always, in these Firefight books. Enforcers is next. And you got some photography of the models there. Enforcer faction orders. Coordinated fire for 1 command point. All generaling weapons in the unit gain the marksman keyword and increase their AP or armor piercing by 1 when making a shoot action. That's pretty tasty. Obviously, you get these in the starter set. Firestorm 1, so spend 1 to do it. Weapons in the unit gain the weight of fire 2. And Vicious Shoot keywords when making a shoot action. Boosted for +1 command point to also increase the armor piercing of all ranged weapons by 1. Okay, and then the big one, the spender, go, go, go. For 2 command points, use as a long action to allow, or should I say faction points, as to allow the unit to perform an advance, shoot, and second advance in that order. That's really cool. I like the idea of that. They are meant to be like elite units, the enforcers, compared to like the GCPS, so it makes sense that they get that sort of those sort of commands. I like it. Moving on, you guys, as always, can take a look at the rest if you wish to. Plenty of enforcer options for them. They've got like assault versions of what we've just seen, defender options, like Terminator versions of the normal troops, which is pretty awesome. Specialists, enforcer heavy support. So we'll move on. You've got stuff like monocycles, the jet bikes, pretty awesome. But we'll keep flowing on here because a lot of you have probably seen stuff on the enforcers already anyway. You got peacekeeper defenders, sniper teams. Support here. We have a Strider. Okay, you got Ajax Striders in there. You got Accuser Interceptors, Persecutor Bombers. And going into the command, you got a Ford Observer. They can take a command order from the Shadows Aura 1. All friendly units within 12 gain Stealthy and Vicious. I like it. That's pretty cool. So you want to be able to stay back with him and you can get some more better cover and whatnot. Pathfinder Sergeant. You've got an Enforcer Sergeant, a Peacekeeper Captain, and an Enforcer Captain. So there you go, many options for the Enforcers as well. But moving on, there are, again, your little peek at the actual model, so you can reference what's what after what we've just been through. These monocycles are quite funny, I like them, they're only diddy. Yeah, I like it. And then you got the Pathfinder Dog Drone with Burst Lader. I love this mech dog as well, it reminds me of like Transformers. Pretty awesome. So that's your Pathfinders. Some nice, lovely artwork again. I love this bit. I love this piece. Right in the action, in the thick of things. But moving on, we go on to the Forge Fathers, the Space Dwarves as I call them. And there's your kind of look at the models. But moving on, The Father Faction orders. So, Forge, for the Forge Star, 1 command point, the unit gains the weight of fire 2 and marksman keywords. If the unit is a vehicle, the cost of this order is 2. Wow, okay. Tis but a search is 1 command point, the second one here. The unit gains the resilient 1 and frenzy 2 keywords, boosted for a +1 command point to instead gain the resilient 2 and frenzy 2, and vicious assault keywords can be used on non-vehicle units only. That's quite a big power, you get quite a lot for that one. Farengear overcomes 2 command points, increase each Hailstorm pistol and or rifle in the unit by +1 damage for a shoot action. Tasty stuff, so they love their shooting there. Troops, Steel Warriors, you basic dudes. You got Thorgrim, Rikier, Brocker, Militia, Drakkar, APC. You've got Specialists, so Storm, Rage, Veterans. You've got Hammer Fist, Drop Troopers. These all sound very hardy, don't they? Brockir, Valkyr, Forge Guard. I'm probably slaughtering a lot of these names, but there we go. Halter, Half Track, because these are the Forge Fathers have all like the tracked vehicles. Artificers, and then support. You got an Iron Ancestor, and these are all different things. So you got a Doomstorm pattern Iron Ancestor, Thor pattern Iron Ancestor, or a Hellermal pattern Iron Ancestor, which is pretty awesome. You can take a Heavy Inferno Drill. You can take a Brander Urban Assault Vehicle, a Sternhammer Battle Tank. Very tanky faction, aren't they? Jotun Weapon Platform and a Juggernaut. Loving it. Going into the command, you got a Forge Lord as one of your main choices there. His command order is the Star Realm Endures, Aura 1. And all friendly units within 12 inches count as being in cover for shoot actions that target them. Lovely stuff. The Steel Warrior Huskarl is another option. Thorgrim Huskarl, a Chief Brockir, a Forge Guard Huskarl, and a Master Artificer as well. Awesome. And the showcase, all of your models to choose from in one place so that you know what they look like. So there you go, just a quick look at those. Their tanks look really cool, I think. And their walker is just awesome. Look at this dude, the Juggernaut. That's got to be my favourite, actually. I think this mini Inferno drill is quite funny. Yeah, they got some fun models, actually. I like that. And the little bikers remind me of the Halflings from 40k. Yeah, cool stuff. Very cool faction. Some artwork there. But moving on, we have the GCPS. These are like your Imperial Guard, right? Like your Marines. And there you go. Just some photography of the army there. Okay, so the GCPS faction orders. Focus fire 1, the unit gains the weight of fire 2 and marksman keywords when making a shoot action. Nice. Fire and maneuver 1, as a long action the unit may advance, blaze away and hit the dirt in that order. Boosted for +1 command point to allow the unit to also hit on a 6+ for the blaze away action. Covering fire 1, when the unit performs a blaze away action, another friendly non-pinned unit within 6 inches may immediately perform an advanced action. The moving unit may not assault and is not marked as activated unless it already was. So there you go. Troops, you've got the Marines, Marine heavy weapon teams, and veterans. We'll just flick through these. Recruits, Rangers, Mule transport. So they do have transport options. Specialist, you have a Ranger tank hunters, Ranger snipers, Marine monocycles, GCPS medics, and GCPS engineers, so ability to be able to fix your vehicles up. Tactical drone teams, riot troopers, GCPS striders, so you're going into your support now. GCPS Ajax striders, different strider options, so like your walkers. TAD 65 Hornet dropship there as well. Command units, we have a Marine Lieutenant, command order. Laser Storm Aura 1, all friendly units within 9 inches may roll d4 extra dice when firing laser carbines or laser rifles as part of a shoot action. Roll the d4 separately for each unit before it shoots. Ranger Lieutenant, and you got a Marine Major. Pretty cool, and they've got their own command orders there as well if you want to take a look at those. Moving on. You have a Ford Observer as well as their lost option there. So they had a sneaky little one in at the end there as well. Nice stuff. And again, lovely artwork. I love the city art. the urban artwork. I think it's really, really cool. It looks like they got the plague after them there. Very much like Gene Stealer cult type thing going on with them. You got the showcase, lovely stuff. Very Halo-esque, or yeah, very Halo-esque actually, very, very much so. Or Titanfall maybe, that sort of thing. Very nice. Marauders, your orcs essentially. Again, imagery there of your army models. Nice stuff. A lot of this you do get in the starter set. So Marauders faction orders, you have a Gora Endures rule. So on a 1 command point spend, the unit gains the weight of fire 1 and vicious shoot keywords for shoot actions. It also gains AP 1 on rifles, sniper rifles and shotguns. No questions asked for 1 command point. A Marauder Commando, Marauder Brawler, Skyscraper, Ripper Mauler or Gruntbot unit increases its sprint speed by 3 inches and increases its armor piercing for assault by 1. Boosted for +1 command point to also increase its AP for assault by a further 1 by 2 in total and gain the vicious assault keyword as well. Very much like a WAR, right? Very, very similar to orcs in 40k. Every penny counts for 1 command point. When the unit performs a blaze away action, it may immediately perform another blaze away action against the same target or another unit within range and line of sight, and within 9 inches of the first target unit. Nice. They've got some cool faction orders there. Marauder Commandos. Nothing here that I can see that most of these have. Keyword wise, a lot of them seem to be resilient, but aside from that, nothing too special, to be honest. Resilient is a unit with this keyword may force a reroll of so much value. Successful, which in this case is 1. Successful dice that cause damage on it. The player of the unit potentially taking the damage can choose which dice are re-rolled. Resilient may not be used by units with the construct or vehicle keyword, so because orcs are like tough to kill, right? So that kind of makes sense. So Marauder Commandos, Marauder Brawlers, and more beasts. Pretty cool. Marauder Mule Transport, so you get the transport vehicle as always. You've then got Specialist Units, Skyscrapers, Ripper Maulers, Ripper Rainmakers, and Gruntbots. Marauder Weapon Teams. And then going into support models, you've got Stuntbot, a Hulk. You can get a Hulk? We have a Hulk. TAD 65 Hornet dropship and a gun track. Going into the command units, you have a Commando Captain. I'll read out his command order. For the money aura, 1 for 1 point cost. Friendly units within 18 inches do not receive a pin marker if hit by pinning weapons. That's pretty strong. I like it. And he adds an orange tactical dice to your command rolls. Brawler Captain, a Ripper Warlord, and a Marauder Warlord are your other choices there. And then you can take a look here at the models again that you get as their options. Which one's the Hulk? I want to know what the Hulk is. I can't see the Hulk anywhere. That's a shame. I wanted to see what the Hulk looked like. I can't see it anywhere. Sad times. I'm going to have to search that after this. I do not know what the Hulk looks like, but I wish to know. Okay, we've got 2 left, guys, I believe. Let's whiz through this. The Plague, and then we've got the Veermin after this, which I know people will want to know about. So there you go. It's the Plague. Plague faction orders. These are almost like your Gene Stealer cults. Mutates. Infection 2. So this costs 2 command points, and 2 of their powers here have that. A troop or specialist unit may recover D4 health points previously lost to their mutate. This may not add models to the unit above its starting size. May not be used on units with the vehicle keyword. Makes sense. Transfixed by fear. It costs 2 command points. When an enemy unit is the target of a charge by this unit, mark the unit as pinned. Nice. Okay. That's pretty strong as well. Thirst for Blood, 1 command point. A unit that wins an assault may make a 3-inch consolidation move into contact with another enemy unit. Immediately perform a second and final assault with no reactions permitted, with both units fighting simultaneously. Boosted for a +1 command point for the unit to also resolve its attacks first in the second assault. Nice, okay. Some interesting faction orders there that make them quite different to play. You got troops, so stage 3A ghouls, and one thing you'll notice with Plague is you have a certain unit, and then it'll say that you have like a stage 2A or a stage 4A version of the unit, which is like certain stages of mutation. Very zombie mutant like units. So there you go. You got a plague mule transport, stage 3Z zombies, and stage 2A leapers. So there you go. Specialists, you got a plague swarm, murder birds, which are horrific, stage 2B bursters, aberrations, and stage 3A weapon teams. Nice. You have support options, corruption, plague terraton, plague striders, and you have a TAD 65 plague hornet dropship. Very much like, would you say orcs, or maybe like more like chaos in 40k, where they have Chaos Purge, or like Nurgle, where they take over vehicles of the Imperium and chaosify them, essentially. Very similar with these, but they mutate over them instead. Command, you have the stage 1A Plague Lord, who adds a green tactical dice to your command rolls. You then get the command order Mutation Aura 2, all friendly non-vehicle units within 12 inches gain Resilient 1, Frenzy 1, and increase the AP of their assault attacks by 1. Tasty. I'm guessing these guys are going to like combat. Stage 3A General and a Stage 2A Leaper Sentient are your other options. So there you go. That's Plague for you. Some cool artwork again. The Asterians and the Plague going at it. And there, once again, are your model options. And now you can kind of see there that they've kind of taken over a lot of the GCPS vehicles and mutated them and taken them over as their own. Pretty awesome. I like a lot of the Plague models, actually. You have, I love the Plague Lords and the Sentients. Very cool. Nice stuff. All right, we'll keep moving. The last one, I believe, now in the book is the Veermin. Here we go. And the Veermin have some fun models. You got the big drill. I love these rollers here. Very fun. Very Skaven-like, but in space. Veermin faction orders. Here we go. So, the Teeth and Claws. The unit gains the Frenzy 2 and Vicious Assault keywords for 1 command point. Nice. Protect the Nest. For 1 command point, perform a charge as a short action. The unit may not also perform an advance action, should I say, this activation, boosted for +1 command point, to allow the unit to also ignore the effects of a hindered charge. And a burrowing attack for 1 command point, a hindered charge counts as an unhindered charge action. A lot of the stuff they do, they make holes and trenches and tunnels underground to do their thing with this faction. I think it's very thematic, obviously. Pretty awesome. They don't have a lot of keywords, I will say, with these units. Crawlers, you've got Stalkers and Rat Swarms for your troop options, as well as Creepers. Specialists, you've got Tunnel Runners, Claw Shots, you've got Nightmares, and a Brood Guard. And you've also got support. Tunnelers, again, helping you to get underground, movement underground. Also probably things like reserves, bringing them on from spots on the board, which is pretty tasty. A Rumbler, a Mutant Rat Fiend, and a Death Engine. And I believe the Death Engine's the one that has the drill on it, but I could be wrong there. The Brood Mother for command adds a green tactical dice, and command order Incite the Lair, instant keyword 1. All friendly units within 12 inches may remove a pin marker that they have. So a lot of command orders tend to do this sort of thing. Master Creeper, you've got a progenitor. You've got a Tangle 1, so you can only ever have 1 Tangle. That's a good example of that there. And a Pack Leader is your last option there for Veermin. A bit of artwork again, and their faction models. There you go. And the Tunnel Runners are my favourite. They're awesome. They're really, really cool. But that is that for guys. And Tangles are very centric to this force as well. But yeah, I believe that is where we come to the end. Some Veermin against some Plague there. And that will be the end of the faction list book. If you have any questions, make sure to leave comments down below and I'll answer them. I'll give you more details on any units if you wish me to. I'm quite happy to do that. I've always got the book on me. So please do get chatting down below, guys, and let me know what you think of the different factions and who you're going to be playing in Firefight. But otherwise, guys, as always, check out Board in Brum, our sponsors, for all your wargaming needs, Firefight, things like that, when that's coming out now. For all your wargaming hobby needs, they are there for you in the link in the description below. Otherwise, as always, guys, keep it here. with us at Wargaming League for all things Firefight. Until next time, happy wargaming.